Welcome to my kitchen. This is what CarnivoreMD eats in a day. It's breakfast time. So these are the meats I eat. For me, I'm 175 pounds right now. Ballpark, I'm gonna eat about 175 grams of protein a day. So that's gonna be between 1.5 and 2 pounds of meat per day. We've got the grass-fed, grass-finished ribeye here. This is a Wagyu steak from New Zealand. You can see the fat is kind of orange. They're eating a lot of carotenoids from the grass. So this is a more expensive option. And then if you want less expensive types of meat, I like chuck roast. This is a Wagyu chuck roast from New Zealand. It's grass-fed, grass-finished. When I'm eating leaner meats like this, I'm going to eat fat with it. Honey has been in my diet recently as well. I've been playing around with carbohydrates. When you are thinking about honey, if you want to have carbohydrates in your diet, it's really important to do something that's organic and raw. Some people get worried about eating raw eggs. If you've read my book and you know my stuff, you know that I don't eat raw egg whites because of avidin, which binds biotin. I'm only gonna eat the egg yolk raw. You just take the egg and open it up, and there you go. They are soy-free. I usually do soy and corn-free eggs, organic. All right, so that is the meat, and this, I'm gonna show you guys how I cook the meat in a second, but I wanna run you through the epicness, the amazingness, all the organs that I like to eat in a day. So this may look different than what people are used to, but remember that these are the foods that your ancestors have been eating and thriving on for so long. We're not used to eating them. When we say gross, it just means we're not familiar with it. There's a lot of conditioning there that limits what we can do with these organs. But you can see right here, I've got some heart. This is actually from a deer that I respectfully harvested with my bow earlier this year. And then you've got some bones right here. So bone marrow is super interesting. You've got red marrow here, and then there's a kind of an edge of a rib bone. And I'm gonna eat these they're from stock. So this is from a bone broth that I'm making over here in the crock pot. And when the bones are made in the crock pot, they become soft and you can just eat them. So this is a source of calcium. I think it's important to get calcium on a carnivore diet, not to forget about this. And there are all sorts of unique things in bone marrow. There's red and yellow marrow. The red marrow is going to be rich with red blood cells and other hematopoietic processes. The yellow bone marrow has different types of cells, but there are all sorts of growth factors in the bone marrow itself. And there are all kinds of fascinating anthropologic accounts of native peoples treasuring bone marrow, animals seeking out bone marrow. There's a bearded buzzard in Africa that brings the bones up really high and drops them down and eats the bone marrow. And it's a big, strong bird. So if you want to be big and strong, bone marrow is key. Don't forget about bone marrow. Hard for some of us to get this. Definitely you can get this in a desiccated supplement with liver as well. And then we'll go on to liver. This is kind of the king organ. We've got the liver jerky. People may have heard I've made liver jerky in the past, and I prefer it raw. So this is raw liver. Everybody kind of gets squeamish with the raw liver, but I am gonna eat this, and I'll show you guys this in the video later. I'm gonna eat this raw. I cut it up into small pieces, and I will just do a liver shooter. You can also cook it, or you can do jerky with it, but getting liver is an important piece of my nutrition. And liver is critical because it has so many of the good B vitamins, which complement the B vitamins found in muscle meat. So in the muscle meat, you're gonna have things like zinc and iron and B6 and B12, and the liver is gonna have more folate and more riboflavin and gonna complement B vitamins. One of the things I see people doing in carnivore diets and stumbling with is if they're only eating the meat, they get folate deficient, and that's a problem in my opinion. Liver is one of the richer sources of folate, as are egg yolks, and riboflavin, as I talk about in the book. Riboflavin is really hard to get outside of animal foods. Heart is another great source of riboflavin. Liver is also a source of selenium, zinc, iron, copper, so many amazing things in liver that are really concentrated there that are hard to get other places. I'll go back to heart. Heart has coenzyme Q10. This is one of the pieces of the electron transport chain. It's very rich in coenzyme Q10. Muscle has coenzyme Q10 as well, but heart has even more. Heart is also a good source of riboflavin, and heart is of course where there's going to be different nutrients that are related to this huge pump in our body. Moving on, we've got the kidney. So I love kidney as well. There's an anecdote or a saying from, I believe, Vilhjalmur Stefansson said that the Inuits used to give kidney to children much like candy. So I joke about this in the book. It doesn't exactly taste like a Mars bar, but it's been highly treasured. So kidney is also a great source of riboflavin and folate. Kidney is kind of like the new liver. Kidney has a little bit less vitamin A, but it's also still a really good source of vitamin A. As you guys will probably know, liver is an amazing source of vitamin A, bioavailable vitamin A, which is the retinol form of vitamin A, much better than beta-carotene from plants, which has to be converted to the retinol usable form of vitamin A. Kidney is also amazing because of things like DAO, diamine oxidase, which can be helpful for people who have histamine issues. In our bodies, there's an endogenous enzyme called DAO, which breaks down histamines, and people have noticed that when they eat kidney, it can help with histamine issues. So all kinds of good stuff there. With all of the organs, I think that there are probably growth factors and things in there that we are not even aware of that could be beneficial to the organ in our own body. This is kind of the like benefits like concept, and I think it's something that our ancestors have always believed and we should not discard. So we've also got spleen here. You guys have probably never seen a spleen. Spleen is where there's a lot of red blood cells kind of sequestered and hanging out. So spleen is the best source of iron in the human body. It's very rich in iron. If you have iron deficiency anemia, that would be a fantastic organ to be thinking about. And as I talk about in the book, if you have iron deficiency anemia and it's not correcting with iron, you may want to think about riboflavin. Again, we're back to liver. So spleen is amazing. I really like this organ. I'm gonna eat all these raw. So we got pancreas here, where the beta cells are for insulin, where the alpha cells are for glucagon, where the pancreatic enzymes, trypsin, pancreatin are made. This is certainly gonna be helpful for us in terms of digestion, and I like to eat it as well. We got thymus here, the immune organ, kind of lives behind our sternum in our chest, regresses as we get older. This is all from cows so far. This is probably from a young calf. And there are even peptides in thymus that have been talked about. TA1 is thymosin alpha-1 that may have immunomodulatory effects. So thymus is also a pretty rich source of vitamin C. Last but not least, we have a testicle. So we've got we call these fries or oysters, but we've got a lamb testicle here, and you guys can guess what is beneficial about that. It's a great source of zinc, and it's where all of the magic happens in boys. And so in terms of the like supports like concept, it's probably beneficial to be eating this for both men and women if we are trying to support healthy production of hormones. And even women benefit from testosterone, so I like eating testicles as well. So in a regular day, it's very possible that I will eat all of these organs in a day. This is about all of the organs I would eat in a day, and about the amounts I would eat them. This is a decent amount of heart that I might eat in a day. This is about 2 to 3 ounces of thymus, about 2 ounces of pancreas, an ounce or 2 of spleen, a couple of ounces of kidney. I probably would eat about half this amount of testicle in a day, and this is about 2 to 3 ounces of liver that I would eat in a day. What do I use for salt? You guys know I like Redmond Real Salt. We've got a little whole rock from them. They mine this out of a mine in Utah. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna eat about this amount of meat. I'm only gonna eat half of it right now. I'm gonna eat more egg yolks than this, probably 5 to 6 egg yolks a day. I talked about the honey and the organs. So that is what CarnivoreMD eats in a day. And now we're gonna get cooking. You can cook in stainless steel or cast iron. I'm just gonna put the steak in the hot pan. There you go. Flip it over. We got the sear there, egg yolk. Boom. If you have not tried egg yolk on a steak, that is amazing. Redmond Real Salt on top there, liberally. Take the raw liver, put it in your mouth, bone marrow, testicle shooter. Easy as that, you guys. Getting organs in your diet is going to be crucial and is going to increase your health. Eating a carnivore diet is going to increase your health. Decreasing the plant toxins in your diet is going to increase your health. I'm so glad you could join me this morning for breakfast and see how important these organ meats are in my diet. Nose to tail nourishes us in so many ways, and this is my passion, being able to help you get more of these organs in your diet and improving your health, being able to help you improve your overall well-being, energy, vitality, libido with a carnivore diet. Love you all.